Hello, hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity with your host, Keegan. So, today I just wanted to talk about excitement. Now, excitement is great, it's fantastic, it is something, well, to look forward to, but let's think about it like this. Excitement for me is having an expectation that things are going to go a certain way. And this problem is that I have an expectation. This expectation will lead to pitfalls. It will lead to possible disappointment. And that's really where it kind of goes south for me. Having this expectation that this event is going to happen a certain way, that I will achieve this or that, or I'll obtain this or that. Whenever that expectation is not properly met to my standard, to the T, to the little tittle above an I, if everything is not 110% what I thought it'll be, that expectation quickly turns into disappointment. This disappointment is what really sucks, because that is, well, of course, the opposite of being excited, but that pitfall that I was talking about, it can actually come through because what I was expecting with my excitement does actually come to fruition. But whenever it isn't as great as I thought it would be, well, kind of makes me go, well, what more? Like, what could have been different? What could have actually made me happy? And this expectation just is one of my biggest downfalls, a character defect, if you will. And let's put it in this perspective. If I'm expecting something from someone, the minute they don't do that, and I'm now disappointed with them, a lot of the times it leads to resentment. This resentment, it could have been avoided had I not had an expectation from someone. And you know, it's funny, for me, I want people to read my mind. I want them to know exactly what I want them to do. Especially because most of those things to me are common sense. Well, common sense is a fucking superpower. At least nowadays, right? So, with me not communicating what I'm expecting or what I need from someone, it just opens up Pandora's proverbial box. So, whenever that expectation is not met, I'm now disappointed, possibly building a resentment for something that I did not communicate. It really starts to take a toll, because suddenly everyone is letting me down. I feel attacked by the world. I feel neglected. I feel like some trash just tossed to the side. Out of sight, out of mind. And no one, especially me, likes feeling like that. But this excitement, this expectation of something going right, it will lead me to believe that there's always something a little bit better, a little bit grandiose, something that just screams perfect. And, well, perfect, let's just face it, perfect does not exist. The only perfection, in my experience, my perception, is that everything is imperfect. Through this imperfection, things are perfect. Yin and yang, right? Within the light, there is dark. Within the dark, there's light. And with that, it's kind of easy to say, well, I'm not going through something so pressing, I can't sit there and not have idle thoughts. That really just, that is kind of a blessing, not having something so pressing I can't think about anything else. And that obsession, if you will, is almost tagging right alongside of this excitement. And man, whenever you start forgetting little things here and there, it makes you be less grateful, less considerate, because you're excited, you're going to get this, yeah, but do you know what it took to even get to that point? Do you realize and are grateful for the events, the people that actually, well, made everything happen? And if it does live up to your expectation, are you going to actually be satisfied? And for me, that's a unanimous no, not really. Again, there's always something better. There's always something that I could do or I could get that would blow everything else out of the water. And while that's great to, well, think about, it's something that if I were to have it completely override everything else, I would be probably in the exact same position that I am right now. And even though it's not terrible, it's not necessarily not great, but so many things can lead to that downfall, that disappointment of expectation. And it's funny because to me, in that blissful, almost blissful state of happiness, I do forget that it is not balanced. It's like having the scales tipped so much in my favor that a feather can be placed on the other scale and everything gets fucked up. And I either run around like crazy trying to collect it all, put it back the way that it should, or I just watch it all crumble and say, well, fuck, that sucks. Why do I even, well, try? And that leads to a lot of well, let's just call it the fuck it's. Yeah, fuck this, fuck that, why even try? And that that turns into, well, an expectation as well. Just fuck it, why try? Because nothing I ever do is right or goes right. Just everything is always fucked. And that's kind of the opposite of having gratitude, being grateful. And with that, it's, again, that whole mindset of more, and it's never satisfied. My excitement is never fully satisfied. I can always say, well, I wanted this, and it would have been perfect. But again, there is no perfection. So I do have to take a step back, 2 steps, 3, 4, you name it, and I have to remind myself, is there anything else that is within my control to make it go a certain way? If so, cool. Let me figure that out and do it. Maybe I can influence the situation just a little bit more. And then if there's nothing else I can do about it, why obsess over, well, something that's not in my control? And that obsession, it will seep into every aspect of, well, my life, that I forget about everything else. Out of sight, out of mind. And for me, that is a very dangerous place. So with this, I'm going to cut it a little early and just let you think, is excitement good? Is it bad? Does it have its ups more than its downs? Is there, well, a healthy balance for you whenever it comes to excitement, expectation, disappointment, and resolve? So, with that, I shall say, Shalom, and till next time.